And my next one, I don't know how much I really believe this one, but I think they opened up Pandora's box with Marcus Smart's Defensive Player of the Year. So next year,
I
you're gonna have to give some strong consideration to Drew Holiday winning the Defensive Player of the Year.
I think I agree. I agree
Y'all,
wholeheartedly because
y'all shouldn't have opened that door
I
because
think, like you said, opening Pandora's box. I think it's a beneficial of also playing, and like I said, I know right now we're playing a lot more positions basketball. We're in that time right now. So Marcus Smart like Marcus Smart probably 2012 and before could realistically probably guard 1 through 3 because
mhm,
he is kind of strong. He's like 6'4". So maybe depending on some threes on some nights, like realistically is 1 to 2. But now being able to guard like some nights 1 through 4. I don't want to say 5 because like still some centers he ain't gonna be able to guard no matter how big he is, and there's some fours he can't guard. But being able to guard like 1 through 4, I think has helped him. But also, Drew Holiday, I think is a better defender than Marcus Smart.
he's absolutely better defender than
I
Marcus
think he's a
Smart.
lot better defender. But like
He
I think that
benefited
like
heavily because of the Boston Celtics team defense was so great.
he did.
And
I
I
don't want to
and
say he's sweet defensively either because I don't want people taking it that way
no,
because
no, no, of
Marcus
course
Smart
not.
is an elite defender. But I think as a one-on-one matchup, nobody has like we just talked about like Drew Holiday taking out the Dames, um the CPs, the Devin Bookers, like hitless. I'm checking
They
them
put
off.
him on KD.
And it KD still had to work. KD is gonna get off, get off. But like even he says he's like having a Drew Holiday on you,
Like
like that's
so
tough.
many people have
Nobody has
stamped
come
Jrue
out.
as the best player. I mean, as the best defender, like best wing
That's fine.
defender. Dame stamped
Yeah.
him. KD stamped him. It's so many top notch players that are saying this. I'm like, fam, they're the motherfuckers that he's guarding, and they're saying, nah, bro, he got it. Like, and it's not like
I think even if he matched up against Steph, he would have had lot of a tougher time in that finals than Marcus Smart.
yeah,
Because Steph was making Marcus Smart look like me, like I was guarding his ass. Because and that's also goes to show how great Steph is. Because like
yeah.
Marcus Smart was coming off of a Defensive Player of the Year, and Steph is looking at him like, who cares about any of that shit?
Who is dude? First
So I
game
think
too,
a lot
right?
that was game 1 and 2
I was like,
because they
yo,
won game 1, but I think Steph was still going off.
mm,
But game 2 for sure.
I was like, bro,
That
this is a
was
bad look, fam. This is really a bad look. The only other time I could think about like something being that bad of a look was Dirk's MVP year of winning his MVP and then getting swept
getting
in the
swept in the
first
first
round.
round.
Not swept, he didn't get swept. They lost in the
No,
first
they
round
lost
to
the
the
first round
AC.
though. They didn't get
Yeah.
swept. I think it was a gentleman's sweep though. I think it was 4-1.
Yeah, 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 to the Warriors in the AC. That's the last time I was looking at something. I was like, damn, that looked bad. And it was
That's the
just
only
like
yeah.
wrong place, wrong time, bro. I mean, because of course, like we talk about Luca. Like, ain't nobody stopping Luca. Ain't nobody stopping Steph. So him making Marcus
No.
Smart look kind of crazy isn't that wild of an idea, but it's still like, damn, bro, you supposed to be the defensive player of the year. Like they did it to Giannis. When Giannis had came
Yeah.
off of DPOY and they was
And
like,
then
this
Jimmy
supposed to
Butler
be
was
y'all
cooking.
defensive that and the next year when KD was cooking and he wasn't
Oh yeah,
taking
he was
them
cooking.
because he's a help defender and it was like this y'all defensive player of the year and he not taking the best man on the court. It just be a bad look at the time. But
Yeah.
but
It was 6 games though. It wasn't 5.
I was sick.
Warriors still won, but it was 6. But it's still like you shouldn't be losing
It's
to an
an
A seed
AC
and a 1 seed anyway.
as a first seed and
Um,
you got the MVP.
that too. Uh, but yeah, like you said, I think they opened the Pandora's box. I think a lot. I think, like I said, I think it helps because of positionless basketball being played now. Now players are asked to guard more than just 1 through 5. It's the same thing. Why I think Bam can be a player that wins it, not while also not just being like the Rudy Gobert type. I'm just blocking shots. Like, no, I can guard 1 through 5. And had he not missed time, he probably got more consideration. And Michael Bridges clamps up. I know we got like the last image of our heads of Luca busting his ass, but Luca, like I said, when you have those anomalies, that's kind of one of the ones you just got to take and take in the chamber. Um, but I think it's like you said, a lot more players. I think Drew Holiday can be a player that wins that DPOY next year. Because I don't think even no matter how far he falls off from an offensive standpoint, if he like loses like his touch, his rhythm, whatever it goes, defensively he's still gonna come in and night out and giving your best player fits.
You know the crazy thing is, like when we was talking about off season workouts earlier, He the only person I see that's posting, like, him working on his defensive slides and shit in the
Like, bro,
workout.
you we know what you do at this point,
He
man.
got the resistance bands on, and this nigga doing all kind of crazy workout. He doing basketball work I ain't never seen. I'm like, "Nigga, who works on their defense in the off season, fam?" He in the pool with
It's
it.
a
He
lot of
doing
people
some
who
crazy
need to.
or
It's a
even,
lot of
like,
people who need to.
it's, like Scotty Barnes. Like you see offensive highlights in the summertime. Scotty Barnes had the one where he was clamping up James Harden, and you always see every summer you see like a open run or a pickup or like I think they
Yeah.
had like a one on one game with somebody, and Rondo was there, and he was like, he don't want that, he don't want that problem, Jrue. He don't want that problem, and bro was clamping. I think it was like Quincy Pondexter or somebody like that. He was clamping his ass. His ass didn't get no. Wasn't getting no buckets. Just like we gonna see. I don't think he'll actually win it, but I think they have to give
I
him
think it's gonna be more
consideration.
consideration given
Yeah,
though,
I think like you were
because
talking about, they're gonna go away from like the Rudy Gobert's and the guys that like you said they're just blocking shots. It's like fam, like you got to be able to. You can't get played off the floor, bro. Like you're not playing
yeah,
Drew Holiday
or
off the
one
floor in
step
no
or like
circumstance.
abused. Like now
Yeah,
you're a liability.
exactly. If you can be a
Yeah,
liability defensively in any aspect, like we understand you're a phenomenal shot blocker, but it is a defense is a whole thing. But we're not calling you a great offensive player just because you make threes. We wasn't calling
yeah,
Kyle Korver a generational offensive player. No, nigga, he was good at shooting threes.
yeah,
Yeah, Rudy Gobert is good at blocking shots.
yeah. I do think they opened it though. I want to see like more of those players get leaned into it. I know they were considering Michael Bridges, and but I think
He was
like you said,
third.
I think Marcus Smart have it's like a perfect storm. Marcus Smart having that benefit of him being who he is, and also having like the Celtics defense. But
Mhm.
he also had like Robert Williams was in contention for defensive player of the year.
That's
But having
another
like
hot
two of
take.
those guys and like okay, we're gonna give it to the one because their defense is elite. But like 1 through 5, honestly, their entire bench. I don't think they have a defensive liability. They might have a matchup with someone like I would rather this guy guard. Like you
Mhm.
might want Grant Williams to guard you,
All right.
but Grant Williams isn't still sweet. He's still like he's
Hold up.
built like Draymond. He's like only 6'6", but he's solid. Like
All right.
low center of gravity and all. Like you might get off on him because he's slow as hell. He's a little bit slow, but like body wise, like it's different types of defense. I can be fast, I can be strong. Like I'm strong, so you're not gonna bump me past. You might have to run around my ass, but like but I
But
do think like I do like that. I really hope they do because when I saw it this year, I was like, if a point guard was gonna, if you told me 2 years ago a point guard was gonna win Defensive Player of the Year, I would
it's
be like,
true.
oh, Drew. I would have been like,
That's the
okay,
first
Drew's
guess,
getting it.
bro. And then another one which we ain't gotta spend too much time on, but another defensive player of the year hot take, which I heard somebody say it, so I'm not gonna take credit like I said it, but it was somewhere else I was watching a podcast, and they were saying like um, no team has ever had back to back defensive player of the years like
Yeah,
that were different players.
different players. Yeah,
So if Robert Williams were to come back and win Defensive Player this
and
year
get it.
of the year, which is very possible, and I thought last year when they
He's
were
gonna get
giving
it.
that like picking up steam on Marcus Smart Defensive Player of the Year, I was like, fam,
Yeah,
I feel like Robert Williams is a
I
more
think
impactful defensive player
Robert. I
for
think
that.
Robert
Like
Williams. I think Robert Williams would have gotten more consideration, if not win it, if he hadn't gotten hurt. Because
yeah,
towards the end of the season, he did get hurt.
yeah,
So I think they gave. I want to say they gave it to Marcus Smart because Marcus Smart earned it, but I think they were like, "Are we giving it to Marcus Smart because like
he's still
he's one of the captains of how that defense operates? As great as the team defense is, like shout out to Ime, shout out to all the other like players who do that, like Jason Tatum, Jalen Brown, are like potentially all defensive type guys, but you also don't want to have an entire team be an all defensive team if you're voting.
yeah, and
You're
that's
gonna probably pick like those two guys, which are like Robert Williams, Marcus Smart.
and it's so
But
crazy that like we talked about it already a little bit, and you touched on it, but like the defense is so crazy when you got to deal with Marcus Smart, Grant Williams, Jason Tatum, Jalen Brown on the wing, and if you get past them, nigga, you got to deal with Robert Williams at the rim, bro, and he
Robert
not just
Williams had like
blocking stuff, he's
eight blocks.
he doubled like I'm like, fam, you shouldn't be able to get even on his like he got bounced for a nigga that's 7 foot, he get a high for a seven
What's
foot.
crazy? He's not even 7 feet. He looks that way just because he plays so
Yeah.
big, and I think his arms are long, but his shot timing is rare. I think he's 6'8" or 6'9" though,
Yo, that shit is crazy. I could
and
have
that's even
sworn that nigga
crazier. Like
was like,
as a shot blocker, that's even crazier. And he was blocking all that shit. While if you remember, bro, I don't remember what game it was. But I think it was against the Warriors. If I'm not tweaking, I think it was the Warriors. If not the Warriors, it may have been the Bucks. I don't think he was doing it too crazy against the Heat. But he like had a game. He just sending everything like 6 blocks first half, like or 5 blocks first half. I
Crazy.
think it was the Warriors because he was punching shit
I think it was them.
like because he was like you said he coming in like get that shit out of here like coming from the hole. Are you damn? Why
He's
why?
sending it. It's not just a block, bro. He's sending your shit.
I think
Like
and it's different. I think it's different because if you want to block, but you like when they, I think that's what makes like the great shot blockers great too. Because I could be tweaking right now. I just think off the top of my head, I don't think Rudy Gobert is a generational shot blocker. I don't think I've ever seen him with that much energy where I'm
no,
that bitch is here like in front of me and I'm sending it to the other side of the stadium
yeah.
like that like Ben Wallace type energy. Like I'm 6'9", I'm coming up and that shit gone. Like
Volleyball
when I'm like
swiping this
yelling, I'm
motherfucker.
yelling. Like as emphatic with the block as you can,
Yeah.
because you can send some shit like off of like, oh, I'm helping, like, oh, 2 step over this side, I'm
Mhm.
7 feet and I'm long and I got really decent timing and I'm sending that bitch.
You know what
But
I
like,
equate it to? I equate it to like a dunk. Like, they'd be like, "Oh, it's just 2 points." Like, nah, an emphatic dunk gives your team energy. Like I like
energy,
in high school, I played with this dude named Stephon, bro, like 6'4", wingspan, crazy long. But he was
yeah,
catching bodies, bro. And when I tell you, bro, when he dunked on somebody or he had a
you get
big,
hype.
powerful dunk from I got an extra boost of energy now, nigga. I'm ready to
Yeah,
go get back on defense and lock up and shit. Like for the next 2-3 minutes, nigga, I'm hyped. Now if he would have laid it up, all right, bro, let's get back on defense. Let's go. Let's nah, bro. But and that's why
but coming down with a crazy dunk, coming down with just like when you put that much energy in anything, it's
it's
infectious, like
absolute. That's the word, bro.
contagious. Like you literally you eating off of that. Like, oh my
Mhm.
god. We had the same thing. I didn't play in high school, but like if we had a game and we had a dude named Jordan, he went to Northwestern, like he comes
Mhm.
through like punching shit, the whole gym is hyped now. We be at away games. And when the
That's
your
what's
crowd is even sitting there, it's like, ooh, missed dunks even, bro. Like you can have a missed dunk and it be crazy. Like, oh
Mhm.
shit, we gotta watch out for that. Now we on one. Now we like teed up. Then honestly, when you think about, especially from high school wins and shit, when you think about shit, that's when runs happen. Honestly, every level when
Yes.
you have something like that, and
Now,
that's like a momentum shift.
now
Now we
everybody
getting it
trying to
from
play faster. Now when you get a big dunk, you see the other team. They like get it out, get it out, get it out. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And it's like because now they
yeah,
trying to now we got
rushing.
y'all rushing and y'all trying to hurry up and
Yeah,
shit because y'all see that the energy then shifted. Because
yeah,
basketball is a game of runs. It's a game of like it's feel. That's why people call timeouts or somebody going a 6-0 run or something like that. It's like
yeah.
we gotta stop this momentum, this
The
energy.
momentum gotta
We
be
gotta
there.
shift it back in our favor. Because if not, bro, you're gonna look up and your ass gonna be down 10, 15.
And you was
But
just up 10-15.
yeah, yeah. So like, but I
Yeah,
think you're right. I can't recall a Rudy Gobert block where I was like, yo, that got the Jazz hype. That
yeah,
took them on a run, gave them some momentum where they can carry that into the rest of the game or something like that. They don't have it.
yeah.
But that was
Cool.
it, man. Well actually shit. You got a little bit of time?